My name's Priscilla, but by the time you're watching this, you're probably calling me Mom. Right now, I'm 26 years old, and I live in LA. That's actually where I met your dad. I was 23. I have 3 dogs, Katie, Cody, and my youngest one, my puppy, Kobe. I actually got him with your dad over a year ago, last summer. I begged him to take me, just to even see Kobe, and he didn't want to. He didn't want to take me, but he had a change of heart. We went, we saw Kobe, and we fell in love. Maybe by the time you're watching this, you and him have grown up together and you have your own special bond, just the way your dad did with him. I'm sure your dad misses him so much right now. I promised myself that I would document my entire pregnancy, just because that's how special I think you are. If you're watching this back, however old you are, I just hope you're happy, just existing. That's all I could ever ask for. And if you found your purpose in life, and what you're passionate about, and what you want to do for the rest of your life, and what you love, then that's all just a plus. For me, you just existing and being happy with your own existence is more than I could ever ask for. I get the feeling of not wanting to exist. I understand what it's like wishing you weren't here. And it's a feeling that I hope you never get to experience. And as your mother, one of my goals is to never make you feel that way. And that's why I think it's so important that I show you all these special moments of me bonding with you before you come into this world and change it forever. Wherever you are, watching or listening to this, I love you. I haven't met you yet, but I love you so, so much. And I have a feeling, this pit in my stomach, this gut feeling, that you are going to be so special. You are special. I think it's on both sides. There we go. Oh, that's better. I am currently 8 weeks and 4 days, and baby is baby's as big as a raspberry. Lately, I've been thinking about things, and I'm worried and scared that you're gonna grow up to resent and hate me. You don't really have much of a choice of being born into this world. I'm kind of making it for you. And I'm sorry that I'm bringing you into this world and that our family may look a little bit different than the next. I really am sorry that you may not have the same memories with your father that I had growing up. And I can only hope that I could help fill in that void.
Are you serious?
If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic precautions, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she
No!
Wait, something isn't right.
Wait, what? What's happening? Yo, what? Oh, they're already here. Damn it!
So I'm hiding in my mom's room. Me and all my dogs came to spend some time at my mom's house. My first ultrasound was last Friday. And yeah, it's been such a different week compared to the first 2 weeks after finding out I was pregnant. I feel like after I got to see baby and also hear the heartbeat for the first time last Friday, something like clicked in my head. And I don't know if like maybe other mothers watching this could kind of like understand what I'm trying to say. So I don't know how to explain it, but as soon as I got to see baby for the first time and then also even hear a heartbeat, like I don't know, it was such a surreal experience, something I never thought in my lifetime I would get to experience for myself. And I just feel so privileged and like blessed, and it was just like very surreal, to be quite honest. Like, and after getting to meet baby like that, and everything, and then finding out that I'm like very healthy down there, my cervix look great. I got a pap smear done. I got the test results like 2 days ago. Everything's great. You know, I was very worried about that going into that appointment too. I was like, what if there's like something wrong with me, or something's wrong with baby? Because at that point, by the time I got like my ultrasound appointment, I was like already like attached. I just knew baby was going to see the world one day. So going into that appointment, I knew that if I got the privilege to actually get like an ultrasound done, because I wasn't sure. My mom was like, you're still so early in your pregnancy, they may not even do one. So I knew that if they did, I just knew that. I just knew. I just knew. So, yes. Yeah. So baby is mine, and baby's here to stay, and baby's gonna see the world one day for themselves, for sure. But yeah, it was an incredible experience. I get very happy just thinking about it, because I would have never thought, because up until finding out I was pregnant recently, I never really thought so far ahead into the future. I was always very focused on my short-term plan, which was like school, my health, and my career. That's the 3 top priorities for me, and they always were. So now that my priorities have kind of shifted with, you know, being blessed with becoming a mom one day, I'm now like asking myself questions I would have never like asked myself before. I would have never thought of what like kind of mother I would be one day. You know, I was always very satisfied with having good health or being stable with my seizures and my other issues. I just wanted to be like the best dog mom that I could be, right? That was like as far as long-term goals as I could get with like my personal life. So it's just like, I just feel so like privileged, I guess. You know, I always worried about like, would I be able to be a good mom? Because, you know, I am someone who started having seizures like later in my life. Will I be like mentally mentally prepared, emotionally prepared, physically prepared? Those were always things that I kind of like worried about whenever I did have thoughts of like what my future in terms of like family would look like. And I think those are just thoughts that women in general have, you know, as they progress in their 20s. And so every now and then I would think about it, like if the subject would get brought up, but it wasn't something that I was like, I never like yearned for like marriage and like starting a family of my own. I was just very content with, you know, having my boyfriends and, you know, sharing our dogs and our like lives together. You know, that was like already me asking for a lot, considering like all the baggage that like I come with when it comes to like my health issues. So in a way I kind of always like put myself down in that sense. It's like, I don't think I'd ever be able to be a good mom, period, because like who knows like what my seizures or like my neurological disorder will bring. So I was just like, that is just like so like not in like, that's just not even like in my like atmosphere. I never thought that it was a possibility for me, like as like a responsible adult, right? Like who wants to like intentionally have those things. I just thought logically that's just not for me. So yeah, that conversation throughout finding out I was pregnant up until now, it was like a talking point for some people, and it's totally valid. But I think I've also been able to prove throughout my early 20s to mid 20s and where I'm at now that, you know, you can overcome your boundaries, and like nothing is impossible if you work hard for it. And I think I'm like living proof of that. you know, seizures was never something that like ran in my family, or like my neurological disorder wasn't something that like runs in my family. So it was something that I had to like learn how to adapt to by myself, for myself, at a really young age. And I'm just really proud that I've been able to like accomplish so much. And now I'm being given the privilege to like start my own family and not only be a mom to a baby, but also a father. And you know, I just feel like it just feels right. If I felt at any moment from the moment I found out until now that there's just no way I could be a mother, especially a good mother to a baby, I wouldn't have shared the news with anyone. I would have just you know, terminated. So that's Kobe. He's downstairs with my other dogs. I'm locked in my mom's room. Like, they can't get to me. So they're all pissed. But yeah, so it was like a bit discouraging the past 2 weeks, having like people kind of like use that against me, like, oh, you can never be a good mom because you have seizures, and how are you going to be a single mom? And like, and I just like, it was just kind of like, and these are all conversations I had after the ultrasound too, and things I was talking about within my own circle, like before the ultrasound as well. It was just kind of like, it was just laughable at that point. I just hate when people in general just like weaponize people's like struggle. And I don't feel any shame in saying that I have seizures, because with having seizures and like my neurological disorder, I've been able to further myself in my career and with school. You know, I feel like I have a pedigree at this point, and it isn't always possible for people who suffer from the same disease that I do, right? And I've always prided myself in being very intelligent and like pushing the boundaries for myself. So yeah, it was just like, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because it's like, it was coming from people who aren't parents themselves, and just like putting a lot of doubt in my head. And I'm already like a very like insecure person, so like, I don't need you telling me the obvious. I don't need you telling me that, like, what if you have a seizure? What if you do this? Like, it's just like, if you are not the parent involved with this child, and like you don't want anything to do with this child, like, why do you care? Like, this isn't your pregnancy, it's not your child, it isn't your family. Why does it matter to you? Like, you know? And it was like always brought up to me in a way where it wasn't being brought up out of like my concern, right? Or for like my well-being and the baby's well-being. It's just kind of like out of spite. So it is what it is. But yeah, just like, yeah, that did kind of like bug me, and it was making me very insecure the last couple of weeks, because it's just like, I am a good person, and I've been able to take care of myself by myself with a neurological disorder, and I've been able to put myself through school and do all this stuff and work a full-time job and do a really good job at that and get promotions and all this other stuff, all while having this disorder and like all these like health issues. And I've never once complained, and I've never once like, no one's ever helped me get to where I am in life, right? So it was kind of just like, so I'm capable of doing all these things, but I'm not capable. I feel like, who are you to kind of like dictate you can be a parent or not, you know? And I feel like every woman, every good woman who has good intentions, and they should be a mom if they want to be a mom. Just because someone had cancer in the past doesn't mean you aren't allowed to be a mom, or you wouldn't make a good mom. Or it's like, oh, like you have bad genes, so you're going to pass them down to your own kid, and then your kid's going to be sick. Like, it was like people, like all of a sudden all these people became doctors. But I was happy to hear, like, in that like same breath, that my OB did tell me that like surprisingly enough, people who do suffer from like chronic illnesses, if they do get the opportunity to carry a child in their life, they usually have a very smooth pregnancy with no flare-ups or no complications. Even, oh my god, Kobe's downstairs destroying something. But one thing that I was happy to also get kind of confirmation on, and it was something that I had already been privy to, because I did like kind of like, I read like a lot of articles on this particular subject because I was concerned about pregnancy with women with chronic illnesses. My OB did give me like reassurance that surprisingly enough, women who are able to carry a baby in their lifetime, they usually have very smooth pregnancies for some reason, and they don't have flare-ups or any complications due to their chronic illnesses. So that was like very it was a very like reassuring feeling because of like those talking points that I mentioned. So just having like an actual like professional tell me that, you know, you're probably set to have a pretty smooth pregnancy. I do have to continue following up with my neurologist just in case of a seizure being triggered. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna have one. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I feel really good about this pregnancy. A lot of my seizures are triggered from like lack of sleep and just like stress. Like I don't do good with certain like stressors, so that has played a part into a lot of like my recent seizures. So I'm pretty sure I've been very mellow since baby has been introduced into my life. So I feel very confident that I'm going to do whatever I can in my power to just take care of myself throughout this pregnancy and just be the best soon-to-be mom I can be in the meanwhile. Baby has been great. I literally think this baby is like an angel. I don't have morning sickness. I don't have a lot of like pregnancy symptoms. All I really have is like fatigue. And I also think it's partly due to the fact that I can't really drink coffee, which is like the hardest thing in the world for me like right now. So I want coffee, like I'm craving coffee, like just a taste of an Americano right now would be great. Like a little sip of it would be awesome, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But I think that's also contributed to my fatigue, not being able to have coffee, not even a Red Bull. It's been rough. So baby has been an angel, and then besides that, it's been really rough for me to like eat. Eating is really hard. Smells, some smells I just cannot stand. That's Kobe trying to like break in. Smells, I don't have that much cramping anymore this week. I also don't have not that much cramping anymore compared to like the past 2 weeks. No back pain. My boobs aren't that sore. I swore that even at one point last week my ribs were sore. I don't know if that was like in my head, but my ribs were sore. I've never experienced that before. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of symptoms, thankfully. I hope it stays that way. A lot of people who I've shared the news with have told me that their pregnancies were very similar. Like they didn't really have a lot of like pregnancy symptoms throughout their whole pregnancy. So if that is the case, I'm gonna take that as a good sign. I'm just gonna like keep praying. But yeah, it just like, it's really hard for me to eat. That's the only thing I could think of. It's like super hard for me to like have an appetite. And then when I do sit down to eat something, it's just like, it tastes like nasty. Everything tastes nasty. All right, I haven't been finishing my food. I will say I have been very into like soft foods, like that I don't really get grossed out by, but when it's like solid food with like strong smells, oh my god, it's bad. It's so bad. That's the only thing I could think of. So soft foods are great. And they're so easy for me to eat. That's pretty much it. I'm actually so scared to go back downstairs and see what disaster Kobe made, because I could hear him like destroying things as I was talking to you guys. And I'm low-key kind of scared. So, well, since I can't have coffee, I am gonna splurge and I'm gonna have a matcha iced latte. That doesn't have caffeine, right? I don't like matcha, but this is my only choice. I could get like a fruity drink, but I really don't want anything sweet. So matcha will have to do for now. My mom doesn't have matcha at her house where I've been staying at, so it's just been me like dragging through the day working, so I'm kind of excited right now. Hi. Thank you. Do you mind if I have a straw? There you go. Thank you. Bye. I got the goods. I got the matcha. Yummy. I don't know why, I've never really been a fan of matcha. This will have to do. I just got a matcha latte with oat milk. Yeah.
Dancing mariachi emoji. That sold it.
We are LA's new alternative.
Original plan was to it was originally to take Kobe to the dog park that we've been going to by my mom's house, and then we were gonna go up the mountains by my mom's because she lives super close to the mountains and they have like really amazing like trailheads. So we were gonna do that afterwards. We headed towards the park, and it's just like one of those random days here in California where it's a very rare event where it's like gloomy, chilly, and drizzling all at the same time. You usually get one or the other, and you usually never ever, very rarely, maybe like once a year, get drizzle or very hard rain. So it's one of those days, especially here by the mountains, where it's all three. And I'm sure because we're so close to the mountains, it's a little bit more like chillier and drizzling a little bit more. I'm sure if we were like in LA proper, it would just be like gloomy and a little bit chilly. Yeah, so it's definitely one of those fall days, which I kind of like. But by the time we got to the dog park, there was only like 5 cars in the parking lot compared to like the 20 that there usually is. And there was like no dogs. We like drove by. I just wanted to like see at least, and there was like no dogs. I didn't really care if it was like drizzling. I was still gonna like let him go out and play, but there was like no dogs in the big area for the big dogs. So I didn't even want to take him out of the car, and like I felt kind of bad. It was kind of like sad, like just him running around by himself. They do have a couple trailheads in that park area that are very flat. I don't know why I didn't just like pull over. I guess because it was like drizzling like very hard in that area. So I was like, oh, like I don't want to like get sick, or I don't know. I've never gone up those trailheads. So I'm not really familiar. I don't know why I didn't just like try it with him and just keep him on leash. We did see a few people with their dogs. They're just going up the trailheads. And those trailheads, I haven't looked it up and I haven't been on them, but they look super flat. So then I was just like, okay, let's just go up the mountain and like go up to one of my favorite trailheads. And so we're going up to the mountains. We're going up the one road, and it is just super foggy, like intensely foggy. So I'm not scared. So I like put on my fog lights, my high beams on, and then like something clicked in my head and was like, hold on. Now it's not just like me. It's kind of like a 2-in-1 deal now. I have a baby inside of me growing. So I was like playing scenarios, because I do see this a lot when I go up to the mountains, like when people are driving down or even going up, they're going like extremely fast. So I was just like, what if like there's like a head-on collision, and then like Kobe's a goner, baby's a goner, I'm a goner. And I was just like, I don't know, my 8-9 week maternal instincts started kicking in, and I was just like playing these scenarios. I was like, okay, if it was just me and Kobe, I might continue risking it, and I was comfortable driving up majority of the way, but then I was just like, like it's like a good like 30-40 minute drive up the mountain before you even hit the first trailhead. So I was just like, and it's like super swervy, and I was just like, okay, you know what? I was like, we might have to save the adventure for another time. I feel like if I didn't have baby inside of me, I would have just kept going up. And hiking is one of my favorite pastimes, along with road tripping. So I wanted to like start doing this during my pregnancy early on. So like, hopefully baby comes out with the same type of enthusiasm for my favorite pastimes. But yeah, so now we're just at a gas station. We're getting gas. We're probably gonna go to a different trailhead that's like not all the way up a mountain, and just have Kobe on leash. I also kind of want a McDonald's. I kind of want a McDonald's hash brown. I think it's just because I'm outside. I'm like thinking like, what should I eat? I probably will get one, because I'm at the Chevron now, and there's a McDonald's right over there. Since both of my ideas have failed so far, we've just been driving around this area, the small towns near the mountains. It's so different over here compared to like LA. The people are different, the vibe is different. I'm just like having like a little culture shock moment right now. But yeah, so I really want to do more hiking during my pregnancy. I really want to push myself, and I mean obviously push myself in a healthy way, so I can do things like that. It's good exercise. It's my favorite thing to do. So I'm happy like my early months of pregnancy are happening during the winter time, because that's when I love going on like long road trips to the mountain area, to the snow, and I plan to do that in the upcoming weeks and months, with me and baby, and Kobe, of course. So yeah, I want to start making memories like that now. I don't know if it's just because I was like craving something salty, but these fries taste delicious.